framework is the current, regulatory framework effective in preventing illegal structures. It's one thing to say that, okay, we want to return Abuja to its master plan, but then it's another thing to think about the, IDPs or the camps that you might be, putting together for these people who probably would just lose their homes out of shock, out of not being ready and all of that. And then it's another thing to also consider the place of insecurity that has bedeviled us as a country, especially from the northern, parts of the country. And what we have the capacity to indeed look at all of these. And we hope that this, as much as it's a good initiative, it's not going to come as an all of a sudden kind of situation whereby it leaves us, in a place of destitution, and we are not able to grapple with it. But it's a great idea. I mean, all the way from Japan right there, coming on here.
Great timing too. I know.
It's a great idea, great timing. Somebody will tell you that, look, there can never be a better timing. Right? Yes. Because with the more, we've seen this happen with El Rufai, some years and all of that. In fact, he doggedly, I think some from what I heard, from what I experienced then at the time, which I don't know how very, very factual it is, but from what I saw in the moves that El Rufai had, if you had a house, it's really, really funny. I'm even laughing now. If, let's say there's a structure here, and they say that the power lines, what do they call, high tension, passes, and you're supposed to give a few meters away from it and all of that. Two or 3 meters away from it and all of that for your safety and all. And people have built houses very close to it. Right. He demolishes it with precision. Precision in the sense that if it is your toilet that is safe from the 2 meters, he leaves it for you. That's what we saw when it comes to demolition in Nigeria at the time, especially FCT Abuja when El Rufai did this. And it didn't come without backlashes. There were backlashes. There were people, taking out parts of their bodies to, curse him, to say certain things and all of that. But did it do us good or not?
Was it good?
It was good.
Is it See, that's my problem.
Okay.
It's not about implementation of these things.
Right.
It's the sustainability of the project and sustainability of the ideas. Because if you keep one thing that solidifies the impact of a government is the ability for the incoming to work on that which was already there, to build on the foundation that was already there.
All right.
But we have a system where everybody wants to implement their own ideas. Everybody wants to implement their own thoughts. You remember, when I want to be minister, this is the plan I have for the FCT. I come and do mine. The next person coming has his own plan. And the plan is not in tandem with what the person who was there before did.
Sometimes it's in tandem.
But
then, monies are allocated again, Master.
All over for the same
thing.
Now, it's not about returning Abuja to its master plan. Because again, like you said, El Rufai had attempted doing all of that. But look at how many years had that been done up until now. Some of the places that have been demolished, people have even built on it.
Right.
Illegal structures still. People have still built on these things. So the thing is not about all of these brilliant ideas. It's the sustainability of these ideas.
Right.
If you ask me, it is the sustainability of these ideas. That's one thing. The second thing is, when I talk about timing, I also did make mention of the fact that people would say there's not a perfect timing, right? There's no perfect time. Any time that is right, you should get it done and what have you. People would say that a lot. But again, truthfully, I always will say, when you do things, you think about the intended and the unintended consequences.
Okay.
And if the unintended consequence of your action outweighs the intended consequence, then you should go back on a rethink of that idea, right? You should have a
rethink.
Can we deal with IDPs at this time? Can we deal with
insecurity,
helping displaced people at this time? Can we deal with insecurity again? Because it's looking like there's been some sort of rest in the FCT when it comes to security, but not really rest, right? But we're experiencing some level of rest compared to what we'd see in the last couple of months, right? But again, can we handle all of those at this time?
Well, can we handle it or can we not? Is the question that we are asking right now. Great initiative, but is it proper timing? And if it is, proper timing, or can we, if we're saying that there's no proper timing and everything, that we can just go through with this, the repercussions that might come, the consequences that might come, even from a good idea, is this something that we are ready for at this point in time? Well, is what the conversation is about. A great initiative has been put out there. Nyesom Wike, the current Minister of Federal Capital Territory, working to restore Abuja to its original master plan. And now he's facing some significant challenges, though. It's been revealed that powerful politicians have somewhat distorted the plan, just as Master, put out there, by allocating public plots for personal use. Well, to address this, though, Wike has planned to review and upgrade the Abuja Master Plan. Review, that's one, and upgrade. From a review, we should be able to say, okay, these are the do's and don'ts, the pros and the cons.
This will work and this
will not work. And of course, upgrade of it. Well, let's just go take this call. Didn't quite see that already. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, very well, thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
Okay.
Oh, that's a miss, is it? Or you just put a call in a hold. Hello?
All right, please do well.
All right, do well to call back. Well, did we give you the numbers? Our bad. 0907-353-0044 would be that number to call. Or 0908-766-8888. Recall that the WhatsApp portal number is there for your engagements. 0909-705-4450 is the WhatsApp portal number. We can also take voice notes. Don't worry, we're not voice note shy. Yeah, we can take voice notes. So put a voice note out there, and let's also hear that voice of yours as it goes in the discourse this morning, right? Well, to addressing, back to the conversation, to addressing the master plan, ensuring the city's development, aligns with its original vision. There'll be a need to reclaim land, reclaim public land. There'll be a need for that, right? And that will be identifying and recovering public plots that have been wrongly allocated to individuals. And there'll be a place of infrastructure development where building essential facilities such as bus terminals, which will help reduce insecurity and improve commuters' travel experiences. And there will also be the need to enforce in the master plan to maintain Abuja's intended design and functionality. But his efforts to aimed, in Abuja to make Abuja a more efficient, secure, and even a sustainable city. He is, putting out there that, look, I, the FCT minister, I am committed to taking decisive actions and maybe making those tough decisions that nobody would ordinarily want to make, at a point in time.
Yes, and these are the conversations we'll be having on the Abuja Now segment of the Meet the Extra show. Keep it locked in. We definitely will be right back.
No offense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio. Eagles 102.3.
Listen to these announcements. Morningstar Solar Energy announces 8 August and September 2-month intensive training on solar and CCTV training, which includes solar and inverter installation, sales and marketing of solar products, and CCTV installation and programming. Our head office is at Uni Abuja bus stop by Mini Campus, Gwewalada, Abuja, or our branch office at Block L, Suite 9, Power International Plaza, Nyanya, Abuja. For more details, call 090-2345-0337. That is 090-2345-0337 or 081-4248-3154. That is 081-4248-3154. Thank you.
Get the desired clients for your business and service and get your phones buzzing. From the 1st of September to the 31st of December, you can advertise and reach a large audience with the Eagles FM Ember Months package. Advertise on any of our platforms and get a whopping 30% discount. That's right, 30% discount. For more information, please call 080-5919-8658. 080-5919-8658 or 081-5791-7278. 081-5791-7278. The Eagles FM 102.3 FM Ember Package is a sure way to getting a wider clientele for your business and service.
Tap in and turn it up all day.
This is Beyonce.
Hey, it's Lil Nas X.
Hi, I'm Harry Styles.
Yeah, this is Burna Boy.
Playing the artists you love.
Eagles 102.3.
Your number one hit music station. More hit music every hour.
102.3 Abuja.
This platform will not.
Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, here to stay. 2.3 FM Abuja, here to stay.
Okay, Abuja, welcome back again, and thanks for staying with us. This is outdated to say welcome back again, right. But anyways, when some things are just stuck in your vocabulary, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. But yes, it's 29 minutes gone past the hour of 11, and you know it's the nation's capital. It's Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, and this is your radio experience.
You can count on.
This is the Abuja Now segment of the show, and if you're just joining us, we have been talking about the FCT minister's plans to review and upgrade the Abuja master plan. Now we have been talking about some of the intricacies of this decision, the pros and the cons. That language from secondary school, pros and the cons. You know, it used to be a thing. But we have been talking about that. You can also lend your voice to this conversation on 090735300 and 44 or 0908766 88 and 88. Remember, we have the WhatsApp portal.
And that would be say the way you wanted to say it.
No,
the WhatsApp portal that you can watch.
I just helped you say the WhatsApp portal.
The WhatsApp portal, that's right. 0909-705-4450. The intended plan to return Abuja to its master plan. Not the first time, but this might be an awakening second time, where the president, the FCT, Nyesom Wike, is already in talks with the Japan to seeing that this is indeed done. Well, the recent visit of Japan representatives to Abuja was quite an event. I mean, they met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Kamikawa Yoko, to discuss revisiting the master plan for Abuja, and this visit was also part of Japan's efforts to strengthening relationship with Nigeria and all of that, particularly though in the areas of business and culture. Talk about culture, talk about business. But in the face of an NPR that's been shot to 27.25%, how much is that business really going to thrive? But whatever, we try to stay on the positive side. But some light-to-talk conversation might also be the place of cultural exchange, right? Where the Japanese representatives might have discussed potential collaborations, between Japanese and Nigerian artists, musicians, or even, the filmmakers. Quite a number of other angles, to look into, in this discourse. You might also want to look at the business opportunities. You might want to look at the urban planning. You might want to look at the education, the tourism.
We need to set these things right.
Yes.
We need to know what's on the table for us, because we can't keep getting into agreement or bilateral agreement with these people without trying to first of all find out what is in need for us as well. If it's one thing I always will talk about is don't just accept offers.
Okay.
When people are excited to, come and do business with you and all of that. I'm just talking about it from a
rules of engagement,
the layman's point. Everything that needs to be put in place, to be able to scrutinize that offer should be. But yes, let's move on to other things. It is said that Abdul Salami and others to meet in Abuja over challenges.
Right.
Now, the National Peace Committee, with the former head of state, General Abdul Salami Abubakar, retired as chairman, and Bishop Hassan Kuka as has said it will convene a national stakeholders meeting here in Abuja as part of measures to tackle the multiple challenges facing the country. Now, this is contained in a co-signed statement by the duo. Now, the committee said the 2023 general elections were marked by a renewed sense of optimism and desire for change amongst Nigerians. They also said the optimism was demonstrated in the number of people who registered for the 2023 elections, being 93,469 million and 8 million people. I don't know how that's said. To over a number of people. A number of voters in 1999 was about 97 or 57 million in 1999, and now we have about 93 million, which looks at such a level of increase in the number of people now interested in political and governance activities. Now, Nigerians believe that the 2023 election would usher in an administration that would swiftly address the nation's lingering socio-economic challenges. That the preparations for the elections heightened the hopes of positive socio-economic political change. However, the outcome of the keenly contested presidential elections amplified the regional ethnic cleavages that had underpinned our journey to nationhood. This is what the statement read. Now, it is additionally the well-intentioned policy of the government to improve the lives and well-being of Nigerians, and it's yet to meet the expectations of citizens, and the economic strain is being felt by all and sundry. Now, in the award, it said that their situation has fueled frustration and discontent, culminating in the recent nationwide protest in hunger. It's quite a long read.
Quite a number of long read right there.
But he said that the meeting will provide a platform for constructive dialogue and collaboration, where the concerns and aspirations of the people can be discussed and the outcomes are presented to the government.
Well, quite a story right there. You must give it to the retired General Abdul Salami Abubakar, right? Where he has been one who had the heart, to also allow for Nigeria to enjoy a handing over of power, if you recall,
from the military
to the civilian rule in 1999 that brought about the Obasanjo administration. He also was a stem in promoting peace and stability, supporting democratic transitions and all of that. And are you also aware that just recently we have the Abdul Salami Abubakar Institute for Peace and Sustainable Development Studies, at the Nigeria Defense Academy in Kaduna right there?
Yeah.
Well, yes, that is what.
So you must be a very peaceful person.
Very peaceful,
exactly.
Very peaceful person right there.
And I think sometime at the first week of September or so, second week of September, he went to Edo State just before the elections, and the peace accord with Kuka Center.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
They went to sign the peace accord, and a lot of things happened there, which we might not be able to talk about right now. But a lot of things happened there where the peace accord was not really signed when they got there, and it was said that the Edo State, or the PDP axis of the Edo State party, had to come down to Abuja to sign the peace accord. But he has been actively involved in seeing that the sufferings of Nigerians are elevated, and the lives of the people are improved, or is improved significantly. So yes, this is a welcome development, if you ask me, because it's a collaborative effort. You're talking about the issues on ground, how it affects the citizens, and whatever report you get from this collaboration, it is taken to the government as feedback. It's a very efficient system, if you must say.
Talk about the place of being a man of peace, being known for a legacy, and this might also be a clarion call. Would other leaders, from the past administrations and all of that, also come together to having such a peace, call for peace, or a call for peace, call for the rejuvenation of a Nigerian society, a call for the stoppage to the discordance that's been going on, to overheat the polity and all. Well, it begs to be seen though. But yeah, it's a giant stride, for him in that regard.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Master. Good morning.
Good morning to you,
Good
Eunice.
morning, Eunice. Thank you for joining us on the show.
You're welcome. I don't know why I choose to involve for today's topic, but what I want to pray for what is happening
in Abuja.
It's not about coming to visit all the country and go back without any solution. You understand?
Okay.
We need for visit. People used to all meeting to overcome what is happening on ground, but always meeting without any result.
Right.
Where the only thing we need to do now, I think we should stop complaining and go back to prayers.
Oh, okay. It is.
Because that is the only thing that will deliver our country. We try our best, talk, do manner of things to know that this is better. But nothing is showing. So we need to go back for prayers, honestly.
Okay. All right,
that
Eunice.
is the only thing we have to do right now.
Appreciate you for that one, though. All right, we should go back to prayers, you say. Well, but if there's anything that I take from what, Eunice has said, it will be the place of talk is cheap. Enough of the talking. We've been talking and talking and talking. Don't just come to the country, have talks, go around the round table tea conversation, and then y'all go back and everything goes back to status quo. We don't see any change, right? I guess that's why she's saying that we should embrace prayer at this point in time. If you also recall, is it 2 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, where a very, very renowned GO said that Nigeria needs prayer. In fact, recently there was a reiteration by another person, a general overseer, who says that, look, at this point in time, we need prayer. We have to go on our knees. But Nigerians are saying, hey, come on.
But do you know that Nigeria was listed one of the most religious countries in the world?
Will I be surprised?
So what are the prayers that we've prayed enough? I think it's really action. Okay, you cannot really pray enough, but while we pray, it is supported by action.
Yeah.
So it's not about just praying, right? Because even I have a mentor who would say that even the salvation you're praying for, God did not force it on you. He gave you a choice, right? Your actions are things that prove that you actually need that. So it's not just always about praying. While you pray, they say faith without work is dead. Yeah. So you need to accompany your prayers with actions. Otherwise, it's just futile. But anyways, this one says, good morning, Martha.
Good morning to you.
And Yudi. This is James from Suleja. Hi, James.
Hi, James.
I say, see, one of the major issues facing Abuja is the centralization of development and activities in the city center. Are areas like Gwagwalada, Kubwa, Lugbe, and Buari experiencing the same level of development with what is obtainable in and around central areas like Gariki, Wuse, Maitama, Asokoro, and the new wave going on in and around the Guzape and Wuye axis? These and more are responsible for why we will continue to have distortion of plans around those areas. Spread these developments to other areas and watch the city reset itself. Now, bulk of Buari and Gwagwalada is still underdeveloped. Same with Kuje. We are not even mentioning Kwale and Abaji, which seem to be left out completely in the scheme of developmental plans. Whenever the leaders went to manipulate Nigerians into reacting, they used religion by asking them to have faith and pray more. We go there, all right, last.
All right.
Thank you so much, James, for that. We'll come back to that message, but let's see who we have here.
Mata.
Uche from Akamata. Oh, No. So, I will forget your voice now. I haven't heard from you in a long while. So.
Right.
Mata, good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you doing today?
Morning. I'm good. Morning. Nice work.
Thank you.
Mata, please, what is now the master plan? Can we also have a view of the master plan?
I think we did an extensive talk about it one time here. Was it Alan Ming or someone who's that? That reminds me, I haven't heard from him too, but he sent a map or something, but we did talk about it extensively, and maybe we will maybe tomorrow or eventually.
Because everybody keeps talking of the master plan, so we need to know who is doing the right thing and where they are doing, if actually what they say they have been doing it. Why did you now centralize everything in the central area and expect a good result?
Exactly.
Why? Who mastered that? Who did that plan initially? That everything has to be centralized in one place. Matter weekend, go to central area by weekend. You see that place is so scanty, right? Nothing is going on there because by weekend everybody is rushing to central area. By weekdays, then weekends everybody is back to their various places. Why not take those places to those places people are living? The army, they took over the land in where is that place as if they are going to Giri. That's so massive land. What are they still doing in town? What are they still doing in town? Why not decentralize everything? We shouldn't be talking about prayer, and what? If we pray, what next?
What next?
If we pray, what next?
But all right.
One last thing, please.
Okay.
We've been complaining about this VIO. It look as if the more we complain, the more they come over and over again. They like now. This if I'm going out of Sunnyvale, that traffic like before Garadima.
Yes.
What are they doing there now? In fact, who even give them that land, that place that they've just caught, that place? Who gave them that place? Is that an office? Is that supposed to be? If another person that set up that place, they will come and demolish. Who gave them that place? Does it mean because they are VIO, they just go one place and just set up a place and call it office?
Well, I also did see that they impounded over 1,389 vehicles within 8 months in Abuja. So yes, it's actually a thing of concern. But thank you so much, Soso, for joining us on the show today. Yes, I appreciate you. So it took me calling you out for you to be out. I forgive you. Thank you so much for that contribution. But yes, the DRTS seized about 9,389 vehicles in 8 months.
That's a lot.
8 months. Let's see who we have here. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, madam.
Yes, please turn down the volume of your radio. Good morning to you.
I don't turn already. My name is Mr. John.
All right, Mr. John, it's good to have you join us.
You see, Dama El-Rufai tell us in time. That's why we pack out in time. The poor man can never live inside Abuja. Are you hearing me?
Yes,
Matter.
Go on.
El-Rufai tell us in time, that time. So, even me, my land, everything that time, I tell him I go out from Abuja. Then I started from outside. Anybody that lives in Abuja, he will see intimidation of federal government. See Wike now. See what Wike is doing. Wike is putting many people in poverty. Matter. Wike is trying, but it's putting many masses in poverty.
How?
The demolition that he's doing is too much.
But Mr.
The demolition that he's doing, there is many land. If you want to develop, there is big bush around that Abuja. If you want to build or you want to develop, there are many people, there are many places that you are supposed to go and develop. If you is a part of development, he putting many people inside poverty. You have to know that. Not only him be the first minister of FCT. Why we have to reason that he didn't get mama, he didn't get papa. Now woman being, but he get blood as a woman being. But sometimes you go be like say he no get conscience.
Okay, let's end it right there. But every time we have conversations like this, I encourage us to be logical about our conversation rather than emotional.
Exactly.
So a house that is blocking a drainage system, because that person is homeless, doesn't mean that that place should not be demolished. Right?
Sure.
Because that is also costing us a lot. Just recently, we're talking about tremors in places like Pape, in places like Maitama and what have you. Up until now, the federal government is saying, oh, we're going to send these people to probe into the reason as to why that happened. We still don't,
monies will be allocated for the
probing. And we still don't know exactly, it's like this. It's like this is what causes, these are the things that causes earth tremors. But what caused the one here? We still don't have, the clear picture. But just so that we understand, the Abuja master plan, the idea is that it was created by a team of city planners to ensure adequate planning, ease, and coordination of developmental effort in the capital city of Abuja. So before Abuja came into the picture, Lagos was the capital of Nigeria. And due to the number of noticeable geographic and socio-political issues, the federal military government at the time, federal military government of Nigeria, observed that the southwestern state might not be a great location choice for the federal capital territory, and that's why it was moved here to Abuja. A lot of people put heads together, to ensure that the master plan was designed. Now, the International Planning Associates, the IPA, designed and developed the Abuja Master Plan in June 1977. And the IPA is a consortium of 3 American architect firms commissioned by the Federal Capital Territory Development Authority. That's the FCDA now. The consortium didn't exist before the federal military government's plan to hire a reputable global firm for the master plan. So they only came together to win the competitive bid and disbanded after completing that project of developing the Abuja master plan. Now, I don't know if time will permit us, but the preface of the IPA report read that the master plan for Abuja, that's the new capital city of Nigeria, represents the culmination of 18 months work by the Federal Capital Development Authority, that's the FCDA board, several visionary panels or advisory panels and consultants. Without the unseating efforts of these experts, the momentum now exhibited at the beginning of the actual implementation of the new capital could not have been achieved without these people coming together. But let's just quickly run through what the master plan is like. Right. Now, Abuja was divided each into 5 phases. Now, each phase contains several districts, some for residential, the other for governmental or commercial purposes. Now, each of these districts are also has its streets, its neighborhoods, its markets, and public infrastructure. Okay, let's just take a close look at a place like Kubwa or Duse.
Okay.
That axis, it had its own market. In fact, there are places in Kubwa that you cannot do economic activities or commercial activities. They are strictly for accommodation. How is it
residential.
Called? Residential
That's
purposes.
Right. Residential purpose.
You know. So Abuja phase and district, the phase 1 is the most developed area of the city or the capital city. Now, with sought after districts, that's the highbrow areas where everyone wants to live. Now, each district has sophisticated neighborhoods. It has estates, magnificent houses, excellent public infrastructure, an extensive road network, and premium estate properties as well. Now, these kinds of areas that was listed for the phase 1 project in the Abuja Master Plan is Asokoro, Central Area, Gariki 1, 2, Guzape 1, 2, Maitama, Wuse, and Wuse 2 as well. Okay. Now, the phase 2 also.
Yeah, the phase 2 is also was a well-developed, area with beautiful, districts. It also had great infrastructure, if you ask me. The levels of infrastructure is high level and
not as high as
not as high, but of course an extensive, road network. And it can also closely be compared to the likes of phase 1 in terms of development and infrastructure. Now we're talking about places like Apoduse. We're talking about places like Dakibiu. We're talking about Dubuyi, if I'm not mistaken. I think Durumi is also part of that. And talk about Galadima rather. Talk about Gudu.
Gadua.
Yeah? Good. Okay, I said Gadua. Yeah. Not Galadima. Oh, my goodness.
Relax.
Okay,
we have Galadima, Gadua.
And Gadua. Come on, who's naming these places? Anyway, we have Gadua, we have Gudu, we have Jabi, we have Jiri, we have Kado, Katampe, Kaura. Man, there's a lot of Kukwaba, Mabushi, the Otakos, and of course the Uye
areas. So you see that
second phase 2.
Yes. So it's not like it's high like the Maitama Asokoro axis, but it's closely related. The kind of development that goes on in the phase 1 also would go on in the phase 2. And this is just to answer the question where someone said, the development in the city center is not sporadic.
Should be decentralized.
It should be decentralized, not just the highbrow areas that constantly gets development, but all of these areas as well. Now the phase 2 is a little developed and located further away from the city center. Now this area is relatively affordable to live in, and it has decent public infrastructure levels they enjoy also accessible road networks. Some districts are still undergoing development here in the phase 3.
Right, in the phase 3, and then some of those districts would also mean the likes of is it Dako? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Dako, I'm talking about Dape.
So this is where Galadima
now falls in. Oh my goodness.
Gwarimpa, Piakasa.
Oh, Gwarimpa really? Phase 3?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
The entire Gwarimpa is an estate.
Yeah.
They say that's the biggest estate in Nigeria. I don't know if it's in Nigeria or Africa, but I read it somewhere that it's one of the biggest estates in Nigeria. But the entire Gwarimpa is an estate. That's why they call it Gwarimpa Estate.
Okay.
So you now have you now have different how they call it
districts
now?
and zones
Districts and zones inside of Gwarimpa. It's
it,
actually a very big place, right? In fact, some parts of these areas are still being developed, like you see, places like Galadima, where you see lands are being bought in these areas. Rupa, in Piakasa,
even Life Camp, Carmo,
Lokogoma, in Kabusa, in places like Gwarimpa, you'd see the Kasana area is still being developed.
I see that.
You get that.
Yeah.
So yes, this district, now the phase 4 district of the Abuja Master Plan is also farther away from the city center. It gets, I don't want to say it gets worse, but it's farther away from the city center.
Farther away is good.
Yes. Now the area has an evident absence of basic infrastructure.
Okay.
And this is where the problem is, because from the master plan, it is already designed like this.
Like that.
Some areas get more of the development, more of the infrastructural growth, much more than the other areas. So the phase 4 is farther away from the city center, and it has absence in basic infrastructure in that area. Now, it is mostly filled with unused land. You know, and has not seen substantial development. Now, real estate assets are quite cheap in this area compared to the first 3 phases. So here in places like Gwagwa, in places like Idu, even though these days it's still expensive, Sikasana is still part of it. Kaba is still part of it. You know,
Jai, right? Okay, no.
Yes.
No, it's
Jaite,
okay.
you know,
is there a place like that?
Sabongida,
wow.
Tasha, some of these areas as well.
Yeah, I heard Tasha.
Lands are still being bought. Real estate companies are still developing these areas, and what have you bought?
Wait a minute, Master. This is Abuja still?
This is still Abuja.
And y'all need to know about this federal capital territory.
Exactly. So the 5th phase it consists of satellite town clusters. And this is one of the most ignored places. You know, they are most likely located outside the cities, in areas near Abuja's airport road. Districts in phase 5 include Kami and Lube, right? Now, suburban districts. There are suburban districts in the FCT that were not originally part of the master plan at all.
Okay.
So only these 5 phases were part of the master plan, but some of these areas were originally not part of the master plan. Now, due to relative proximity and seeing that most of the workforce from these areas go to these suburban districts to stay, you know, because of course of how expensive it is to afford high cost. So some of these areas, they were not part of the master plan, but because of their proximity to the capital city, these settlements have gained popularity and witnessed development, you know, some sort of as well, and is even recognized as a place. Now, some of these districts include Kubwa.
Oh, Kubwa is what?
Nya.
Oh my goodness.
Mara is not, I can't even see it anywhere. Kuje, Karu, Jukwe, Pape, and Dawaki. So because of its relative closeness to the city center, that is why, you know, it now has that kind
of... But they're under the, you know, phase
suburban
5.
Regions also. Suburban districts.
Well, then, that's just exactly what it is. You might also want to consider the fact that urban planning and development in the FCT, they didn't just happen by chance or, you know, randomly just happen, you know, combust into life and all of that, yeah? Like the Abuja Master Plan was, you know, strategic to mostly the, you know, development of a modern, befitting, you know, new capital city in 1797. Or is it?
Yes.
1790? Are you serious? 1797.
Yeah.
My goodness. Well, with this plan, though, the capital city was also organized, you know, into phases and gradually developed in an orderly, you know, fashion. Yes. So that's just what, you know, it might as well be. But then this is not to also undermine the fact that, hey,
this is it, but it is going to be upgraded.
That's the point.
Yes.
That's just the point. Because I might also add, you know, the fact that it has gone through various upgrades, you know, for quite some time. I'm talking about the Abuja, you know, master plan and all of that. It's been revised, revisited, and all of that, you know, since that's 1979 up until now. So please, it's a work in progress. But then even as we have a work in progress, it is also necessary, you know, for caution, you know, not to be thrown to the wind.
So let's take this one and then we head out for the hour.
Sure.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mata.
Eunice, thank
Eunice,
you so
welcome
much,
back.
Eunice.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Older they believe all this world is going prayers. If you do not believe in prayers, you know what you are doing.
I get that.
You cannot win a soul without prayer. I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
I know what I'm saying. You cannot win a soul without a prayer. Okay. This issue is not going to... We will keep on continue complaining.
Okay.
Without the solution. And we need to pray. Honestly, where are the men of... Everybody is just on your own. Okay. They have to pray. I remember that time when we are small. This thing that is happening in Nigeria, all the ministers, all the men of God will gather. They will start looking for prayers. Everything will be okay. But all what about now?
All right. Eunice, are you there? Oh, come on. We just lost that. But Eunice, you made some very strong... Oh, Eunice, hello? Okay. All right, I think we lost that call. But Eunice, thank you so much. I mean, we cannot really stop, not talking about the fact or the need for prayers and all of that. But yeah, still, even in the midst of prayer, there should be, a working system. There should be action, and it should be followed. I mean, even God is a God of orderliness, yeah? So orderliness, should also be employed. But the bottom line would also be that, hey, whoever is at the helm of affairs must also consider that all hands or all fingers, they say, are not equal. Even though, yes, El Rufai did mention that Abuja is not for the poor. Yeah. But if it was not for the poor, how then will the rich indeed really survive, in the city center? Well, caution should also be taken into consideration. And please, there are also persons, Master, I would put it out there, whom, when they say this place is, high tension, that's when they build. And funny enough, they know. They know. Please, let's desist, okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Udurak, for that. Thank you so much for that caution.
Caution call.
It is super important. But thank you so much again to everyone who listened. This is just to keep us updated about the master plan. And like it was said, it will be upgraded. So we fold our hands and we wait to see what goes on. But yes, Today in 60 comes right up after now. And then the next hour, we get ready to talk some real stuff right there. Keep it locked in. We will be right back.
Are you guys ready?
Eagles sounds like this.